Our next stop takes us to Four Elements Farm, a lavender and herb farm that is taking a different approach in preventative care. Tell me how this all came to be.
After receiving my horticulture degree, my first job, I was asked to put in an herb garden. I learned about how to grow herbs and how their cultivation worked. When my son was born, I took him to the doctor for repeated earaches, and the doctor's medicine didn't do anything. So I just, out of curiosity, opened a herb book and saw what might help that. And actually, that tall, blooming yellow flower behind you is the one that inspired me to trust nature first.
And you do educate people on this topic. It's a very complex topic, but people can come here to Four Elements and learn and take tours.
That's right. I have a whole list of classes on my website.
On these tours, people can actually see the very origins of what they buy and what they use.
I love what you just said.
And you also have a store in North Freedom.
We're jokingly known as the largest employer in North Freedom. We're all women power. So we have women who grow all the herbs, like you see Liz and Maria there. I think it's very important to hire local people and to keep a viable business in these small towns in America.
What do you have to do differently throughout each season then? I mean, obviously winter's a bit of a downtime.
Well, our products sell more in the winter, so it's a lovely rhythm that nature has presented us with. We get to work in the fields in the summer, more people go shopping in the winter, and we have the holidays.
What different products do you sell, for example, in your store?
Our wild yam cream, that plant is helping women with their transitions.
I'm learning.
Yeah, and it's selling like hotcakes every 20 minutes. My mission to get people to pay attention, nature actually does have remedies that can support their well-being in every capacity. It wouldn't be Wisconsin if we didn't mention cheese, and Sauk County is home to some of the best cheesemakers in the country. We're stopping by Cedar Grove Cheese to learn a little bit more about the cheese-making process. What makes Cedar Grove Cheese a must-stop when people are traveling to Sauk County?
Well, I think because our whole process here is so accessible. We have these 3 vats in different stages of production, and then we have a person there who can tell them all the things that are going on. The way I train people is find out what they're interested in. If somebody wants to understand the traditional cheese-making process, we have a unique ability to provide whatever answers they're looking for. The water treatment system attracts a lot of people in its own right. We're just interested in how nature cleans things. One of our projects right now, working with our organic farmers, is to tell the stories of what they're doing on their farms, connecting those with a QR code on the package so that the environmental efforts that's being done on the farms becomes accessible to the consumer. So they just take a picture of the QR code and it will have stories attached to it about all the individual farms that are providing the milk for that piece of cheese.
So you can learn everything from the environmental to just the science and art behind making the cheese?
Yeah. You'll find out which cheesemaker made the cheese and is responsible for it and what time it came out of the vat, so you know exactly how old that piece of cheese is.
Like a batch of fine whiskey, a batch of fine cheese. Nothing pairs better with cheese than a glass of wine. Established in the mid-1800s, Wollersheim Winery has been producing exceptional wines for generations. But there's more to Wollersheim than wine, and we're going behind the scenes to discover what makes this place truly unique. So Tom, good to be down here in the barrel room. You're in charge of the distillery. When did this come about at Wollersheim?
Distilling began in 2010. Cocard brandy, modeled after cognac, but instead of using French native grapes, we used Wisconsin native grapes. Distilling brandy, you start with a wine, so distilling brandy is just a natural extension of winemaking.
So that was your flagship?
That was the flagship, the original product, sold out very quickly. So we decided to take that philosophy and expand it.
So it was the winery forever, and then the distillery got added. Now the bistro's here too.
Yeah.
How do they go together, the spirits and the bistro?
Making brandy and making spirits is kind of a natural extension of winemaking. There's always an opportunity to pair alcohol or beverages with food.
So now I'm in the actual bistro, an 1858 building with Roman here as the head chef. Roman, this is a beautiful building. A lot of people don't know about this yet.
Yeah, this is the original winery building, and we reconverted it into a bistro downstairs. It's approachable food, all homemade, affordable for everybody. A lot of French-inspired foods, all seasonal stuff that we can find.
And they can learn how to pair different things with different wines for the maximum experience.
Absolutely. We're open every day, noon to 4:30. Once in a while, we do some after-hours events, too.
Hey, if you like this episode, make sure you subscribe to the Discover Wisconsin YouTube page. And for even more, download the Discover Wisconsin app.